Hey guys, Bad Dude 1979 here. Gonna bring to you today a first look on the Mtech MT-096. The Mtech MT-096. You guys probably won't tell because my camera won't focus at that range because it's kind of inexpensive, but it does a good job for, you know, regular vlog type videos. So here's the packaging, you know, standard box comes in Mtech USA. Bowie style shape. I show you guys the sheet, just your basic nylon, cheap, you know, very inexpensive sheet. Big belt loop to just put on your belt, so got a little funny smell to it, you know, kind of a rubbery funny smell. So here's the blade itself. As you can see, there's a couple of scuff marks on there. But the blade is decently sharp. I just put it in on my workshop on the 6000 and I'm going to show you guys if I get something. That's just a regular piece of paper. That should do it. A regular piece of paper from Amazon. And I'm just going to show you guys after I put it on my workshop, just on the 6000. So that's all it needed. Just a little bit of owning for the edge, so maybe still a little bit more needs a little bit more sharpening. I did play with it a little bit on some 2x4s and just, you know, just get a feel for it. But the tip is extremely sharp. I'm gonna compare this one to well, in the future it's gonna be a comparison video, but I'm gonna compare it real quick with my Condor Viran. So this is an 8-inch knife. So let's see the blade difference on this one. So it's gonna be a good comparison for the size. Maybe on the other side here. Well, it's actually pretty dead even, right? So pommel to pommel, a little bit longer, but actually it's pretty much the same size for the blade. So I don't know, I'm going to put it on the ground here so you guys can see better. So pommel to pommel. Just going to show you guys like that. So almost the same length, a little bit longer maybe on the Mtech. But, you know, just good size comparison. This is going to be a good knife to go one against the other. So I'm going to go show you guys a little bit of specs in the meantime. Just some quick specs. This is going to be really fast. I'm going to show you guys the weight of the Mtech compared to the Condor. So slide it up, sinking. So I'm going to put it with the knife and the sheet. So this is what you usually bring in the wilderness. So let's see how many pounds and ounces and stuff like that it has. This is for the Condor. 1 pound, 2 ounces, and 22. So that's the one. And now the Mtech. The Mtech's got a little insert in it. It's kind of leathery insert. I don't know. It's weird. It's just like nylon, not nylon, but vinyl. Type of a vinyl insert. So let's see for that one. So 1 pound, 1 ounces. So about 1 ounce difference for the knife. So compared to the Condor. So let's close that. Put that out of the way. Let's bring back out the knife because that's the one we're gonna watch. Another little test I wanted to make real quick on the first look video. It's gotta be with my trusty caliper. So I'm gonna fire that up. Make sure it's at 0. And bring out the knife. And just gonna make some little blade. So 4mm, 4.3mm, so 4.30 on the 4.1, a little bit closer to the edge. If I go down here, 4.23, so about 4mm, 4.2 around 4.2 millimeters. So if I look at here, 4.33, closest to the tang. So yeah, it's about a 4 millimeter knife. So 4.25, let's say, millimeter knife. So back to 0. Let's compare it real quick to the Condor Viran. So this is natural lighting today. I want to try with natural lighting. So let's see, the Condor Viran, 4.16. Ooh, 4.93. But these things, the Condors, the blade, they got a lot of variation in them. So if I go, whoops, towards here, 4.117, a little bit closer, so 3.96. So it's gonna be a good comparison from that knife to the other one. So closest to the edge that I can bring back towards the tang is 4 times. So the thickness is gonna be pretty even. So it's pretty much the same thickness on both knives, around 4.25 millimeters. So which is gonna be interesting to see though, it's which one, you know, lasts better. I think it's gonna be the 1075 versus the 440. I don't think it's even 440C. It's just 440 stainless. So, but the shape of it and just the fact that you have a good knife for the money, you know, it's something that's the handle is really comfortable. The guard seems to be solid in place. The edge can take a decent edge. So if you want just a knife to keep in your car, or you know, close to your nightstand that you're going to use once in a while, or even just something you want to trash on, I think it's going to be pretty good. My only concern is that tip. That tip is so freaking tiny. I mean, it's not even funny how tiny it is. So kind of reminds me of the Ontario SP10 Marine Raider a little bit. That tip, I mean, I'm guessing if you're going to baton, you want to baton right here, just a little bit away from that tip, so it's going to leave out some space, so you won't be able to baton that much. You get a little choil here if you want to choke up and just do some finer work. So, you know, compared to the Viran has got a very strong tip, so you can baton all the way back to the front of the edge here. That tip is not really sharp. It's not really, you know, something you can use for stabbing. I mean, if you get no choice, maybe, but that's not something that's really, you know, if I had the weight of the knife, it's not something that's really pointy. I wouldn't do that with the Mtech. The Mtech's got a really sharp tip. So, but the Viran, you know, it's pretty good for light to medium chopping, some small branches, stuff like that. Batoning, that would be a really good knife for, I think. I did some batoning with that one and had some good result. The Kamunga just got a lot more spin, and like I said, the Kershaw Camp is pretty much my favorite, and the close second is the Barong, so the Condor Barong. But as overall, that would be a little bit more of a fighting knife than outdoor knife. Especially with the tang here, you're rubbing yourself of some batoning spaces. So if you're gonna baton backwards, you really need to, you know, maybe baton something that's 3, maybe 4 inches in diameter max. So, but I can't wait to see the edge, how it's gonna hold up if I do a little bit of light chopping. I'm gonna try to do a test where I with the Viran, where I can really test out the knife the same way and the same exact, you know, logs and stuff like that, the split. So hope you guys enjoyed that little first look and / comparison to the Viran, and see you guys on the next one.